Alright, I'm going to go from noob to pro in anime Squadron. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Don't mind my voice, I'm kinda sick and I have to push this video out now. So yeah. As I joined the game for the first time, I was greeted by this red hair guy. I don't know his real name since I don't watch Dragon Ball, but let's put it aside and address the issue of why the text is so small. I can barely read it. Anyway, I got to choose one out of 3 units, and as a One Piece fan, I gotta go with Luffy. Then I was asked to summon units. No glaze, but the summon animation is kinda clean and remind me of another game. I didn't really get good units from the summon, but that's fine. After that, the red hair guy talked about some stuff, then I claim rewards from quests and stuff, I guess. I tried to redeem a code I got from the game official Discord, but I needed to be level 5 first. Then I jumped straight into the gameplay. For a second there, I forgot that this game isn't like a normal tower defense game. Instead of placing units, the units come from the best when they are summoned. It's kinda cute seeing my Luffy trying his best running, even though he isn't really that fast. The visual in this game isn't really flashy, since that's mean less lag from my potato laptop. As expected, my Rudius here absolutely destroyed the enemy. I pressed the next button and breezed through the Act 2, but when I reached Act 3, my Rudius was defeated. I tried to summon 2 more units, but I got absolutely stomped by the enemy until I was forced to summon my most powerful unit yet. To heal my pain from earlier defeat, I went to summon units to waste my gems in order to get joy. I got no powerful unit in the first summon, but in the second summon, this happened. I got a mythic unit in just 3 summon. After the lucky pull, I went to the upgrade place to see what's in there and got a trade for my Naruto. I then went ahead and get my revenge and hop on Act 3, where I realized that my money only generated up to 500, and I needed 1050 to summon my Naruto. Despite that, I still managed to defeat the enemy with the help of the goat, of course, Rudius. Turns out I needed to upgrade my perks so my money would generate faster and exceed the 500 cap. For faster money generation, I equipped Fast Wagon because its passive increase your money production by 20%. Which is before I went back to assert my dominance throughout the world, we needed to admire the mythic unit we just pulled. With the help of my mythic unit Naruto, I swept all the remaining acts of GT City in one playthrough. To celebrate my win, I went to the summon area to see if I was still lucky. At first, I thought I got another mythic unit, but it turns out to be just a legendary. I upgraded my perks, sold my Rudius, and hopped into Marine Lobby. I decided to bring my legendary unit Trunks, and oh boy, this guy is so fast! Trunks literally burned through enemies on his way, but unfortunately, in Act 5, he couldn't solo the boss anymore and had to rely on the goat Naruto to finish the job. From Act 6 onward, it was the same thing. Trunks going fast, Naruto backing him up to KO the boss, and Fast Wagon generating the money. To celebrate another landslide victory, I went ahead and summoned more units. I got 2 legendary from the summon, which is okay, I guess, but I wanted more mythics. After that, I went ahead and completed the final story mode called Ninja Village. As usual, my god Naruto and Trunks dominated the acts, and I managed to complete the story mode. I noticed that I had reached level 5, meaning that I could finally redeem the code. After dominating again, I went back to summon more units, hoping for another mythic or maybe even a secret. Unfortunately, I only got 1 legendary. I think my luck is getting worse. The next game mode I was going to conquer was called Squadron. I don't know why it is called that, but Surely it's not that hard, right? I noticed that enemies has flying abilities which made my unit miss attacks sometime. It's kinda annoying, but after some time, my first Naruto got defeated, and luckily I summoned another one just in case something like this happened. Slowly but surely, my Naruto finally defeated the flying enemy. After that, he had no problem dealing with the weaker enemy and managed to destroy the enemy base. Act 2 was the same, but the boss dealt more damage and was tankier. It took me a while to defeat it. Act 2 was definitely harder than the previous act, as my Naruto was defeated many times in a row, but despite that, I still managed to complete it. Act 3 was a different story. The boss was too strong for me to keep up with, and before I had time to gather money to upgrade my Naruto, my units got absolutely stormed, leading to my first ever defeat in anime Squadron. After that devastating loss, I rerolled my stat on my Naruto and got a decent trade, I guess. I hope this change would help me reclaim my revenge, but I was too naive as I got absolutely destroyed again and earned my second defeat in a row. I couldn't lose 3 times in a row, so I went back and challenged Act 1 Marine Lobby in Squadron mod. Not gonna lie, this Act 1 was harder than GT City Act 1 in Squadron mod. It took me a while, and I barely managed to win because the map was so big that it gave me enough time to generate money before fighting the boss. The win made me cocky, so I tried Act 2 of Marine Lobby next. I think you can guess what happened. I lost! It was late at the time, so I decided to go to bed and make a new plan to defeat the boss tomorrow. It's a new day, and I decided to craft item for my Naruto. I had my eyes on the ninja set, which has a decent set bonus, and the materials weren't too hard to get. Hopefully my grind won't betray me and would produce enough result to defeat the boss. After hours of FKing for material, I finally crafted the ninja set for my Naruto. Before taking my revenge, I rerolled Naruto trait and got Juggernaut, which is okay for now since it makes my unit tankier. I then challenged Act 3 GTCT in Squadron mod. I thought I was finally going to win, but I got defeated again by the boss. The loss was very devastating since I had just spent hours grinding for nothing. I completely forgot one crucial step before getting my revenge, which is wasting my gems on summoning more units. I could feel my luck already running out after getting Naruto from the start of the game since I got nothing good afterward. But thankfully I hit my Mythic PT and got a new Mythic unit. With my new Mythic unit, I immediately challenged the boss again. This time my unit could sustain the boss attack and slowly but surely defeated it after multiple losses. Afterward, the smaller unit were easy and I finally claimed my victory. Now that my confidence was at its peak, I challenged other Squadron stage. Everything was going fun. Everything was going fine except for one unit. Fast Wagon. Bro, I don't know why this unit keep appearing in front of the boss. It doesn't even do damage and it's very fragile. Like, why can't it just stay at the base like a good boy? Anyway, I conquered Marine Lobby in Squadron mode. Before going to the Ninja Village, I rerolled traits on my new mythic Kakashi. I was lucky enough to get a decent trait despite my limited rerolls. Act 1, 2, 3 of Ninja Village were no problem, as I cleared them on the first try, but then I noticed that there was an extra act. From that alone, I knew it's going to be hard, and I was right. The boss in Act 4 could summon its own units, which is crazy. My Naruto and Kakashi quickly melted under the enemy fire. I tried to push them back, but the enemy still broke through and destroyed my base. Then I remembered you could awaken units, so I went ahead to awakening place and chose Naruto. Looks like I needed more materials, so I screenshot the requirement and started grinding again. After hours of grinding, I finally had enough material to evolve Naruto, and I immediately challenged Madara, the boss we lost to before. The boss was very difficult, but I still managed to defeat it and move forward. Then I did 2 other challenge stage, thinking I had basically completed the game, but I was wrong again. There was a challenge stage where you fight Aizen, a powerful enemy in the lore. I thought it would be an easier than Madara since it was a challenge, so I didn't think much of it and went in. As I joined, I saw the boss had 1.8 million HP, which is quadruple Madara's, and dealt 2000 damage. My team got absolutely stormed, and at that point, I didn't even know what to do anymore. Should I evolve another unit? Would that even be enough? Or should I just get another mythic? I looked up a tutorial on how to solo Aizen and saw that you could use Gometa, but it's very grindy. Another option was Madara, which is also time consuming but less grindy, I would say. So I AFK'd for hours and finally got Madara after a day. The grind didn't stop because I still need traits and material to evolve him. After hours of grinding, I was able to evolve my Madara. I currently had rebirth on him, and from the tutorial, I needed the rarest trait, which is superior. The problem is that it requires massive luck and a lot of trait shards. Eventually, I managed to land on Cloner, which is pretty good too, I think. I didn't want to risk a worse trait, so I kept it and focused on getting gear for my Madara by doing the raid stage. Before that, I did summon and I got Shanks, which is pretty good. The raid stage were easier than I expected. I quickly conquered all of them in just a few minutes and got all 3 Omega gear pieces. I also rerolled Madara's stat to the highest possible. After that, I challenged Aizen again, and of course, I lost again and again. I felt like my problem was not upgrading perks enough, so I went ahead and summoned more units to convert them into gold for upgrade. I challenged Aizen again and still lost, but this time it was closer, meaning that I just needed more perk upgrades. Then somehow I got superior on Shanks. Let me explain on what happened. Even after grinding for upgrades, I still lost, so I added Shanks to my team and almost beat Aizen. I thought better traits might help, and I didn't expect to actually get superior. Anyway, I challenged Aizen again for like a million times now. I think my Shanks got bugged because superior only lets you summon 1 unit at a time, but somehow I was able to summon 3 Shanks at a same time. I'm not complaining though, my units were finally holding Aizen back and actually dealing more damage. But it was getting dangerously close to my best. At that point, I thought I might actually win this. After days of preparation and grinding, I finally managed to beat Aizen. I know you could probably beat the game in like 3 days instead of almost a week like me, but regardless, I still beat it. Anyway, this is the end of the video. It was my first noob to pro video, so I hope you guys enjoy my pain and low skill gameplay. See you guys in another video.